Hey everyone, Optimus Wilbur here, and this video is not suitable for children under the age of 13. This is aimed at young collectors and adult collectors. Let's start the video. Welcome everyone back to another Optimus Wilbur Reviews, and if you want to make Baby Grimlock happy, why not hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share it amongst your Transformer friends. This helps the channel out so much, and if you want to help the channel out further, please go to the description box. There's various other links you can use to help support the channel, and of course in those links will be the link for all the decals you can get for Fortress Maximus. Yes, this is a long time coming to the channel, and I held off for such a while. Originally, it was going to be one of my first videos, but because I was brand new at the reviewing game 2 years ago, I didn't have the setup, I didn't have the best of equipment, and I didn't think I'd do the bot justice. I genuinely didn't think I would, so I held off. And with the likes of Triptychon, Scorponok, getting their decals, Omega, I thought it was time that the rest of the Titans joined that Toyhax class, so to speak. So, Fortress got done. So did Metroplex, all in the one day. But here is Fortress, and this is the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 edition. This was the one, of course, it came with the Master Sword, it came with the Fortress Headmaster instead of the Cerebros Headmaster, but it still spoke English, it didn't have the Japanese voices. The decals on it, however, were something I didn't like, and I know people like them, I know a lot of people like them, I just wasn't a fan, and when I seen the Toyhax decals of making it blue, white and red, and if you guess from me being from Scotland, you could probably guess what team I support, coming at them from Glasgow, so that kind of gives you a guess. I prefer this much over Scorponok. all jokes aside, right? The decals are not as bad on this bot than what I thought it was going to be. The most time consuming ones are the windows. The windows going there and up on the main tower, they're sharp on the camera, are really the most time consuming things that you're going to find on this bot, because they're so small and you've got to get them right just really first time. The big Autobot symbol, me and Input had a good laugh on the Cerebros video, because yes, there is actually a Superman logo that can be fit on this bot. It is never going on this bot. I'm not a Superman fan, this is Transformers, and that's the way it'll stay. But I love the way the white and the red just pings right off this bot because of that blue. What the camera might not be able to pick up for you is just the sheer shine of these decals. The red is very shiny. The blue and the gunmetal grey is very shiny. And the fact it covers everything here leading up to an elevator going back into the command bay. Unfortunately, for some strange reason, my Fortress Maximus head does not like to sit straight forward. It likes to sit at a tilt. So this elevator just goes anywhere. But that's one of the things I do love. You do get a little decal for a Fortress Maximus jail, and you've got nice lights and that Autobot symbol. And of course everywhere you've got to go within the bot. If I take one part of Cog away, Cog's been here before and he's decaled up. Nice decals covering that section. And that's really it for the front of the base. It looks really good. We've got extra silver decals here that finish off the silver parts. And a nice little one here. And I'll turn the camera. So everything pops instantly as soon as you see this bot, especially in base mode. And this is the base mode. I don't like it. Reasons being, if I just take away the headmaster, I prefer how the base mode was originally done. That whole base mode was fascinating to look at in the Generation 1 version. But this just feels like a cheaper look to it with Metroplex. Now, what do I mean by that? If you didn't know, this is basically just remoulded. A lot of this is just remoulded from the Generations Metroplex Titan. The legs, parts of the main body, and the arms, the hands. And you'll get to see that when I do the Metroplex figure. There is a lot that's just been reused. There is new parts on it to make it look like Fortress, but there is a lot that's been carried over, especially in the legs. There is a way to put the two legs behind Fortress to make it look like it's in city mode, but it requires removing a couple of pins. I'm not wanting to chance it in the off chance I break it. I really don't want to break this bot. I was over the moon that we were getting this Titan class version of him. The fact I've got the Generation 1 version and I've got the Encore Edition, and the Encore Edition I've got something big and special for you guys. If we get to the 500 subs, this is going to be big, by the way. So, having it look like this is fine. The battle station mode is one I prefer, but this station mode, this base mode, I'm just not a big fan of it. I just don't think it looks as good compared to what the Generation 1 version did. But that being said, having the new decals all over it does bring more life to it. When it had just the Comic-Con ones on, which I think are just the exact same as the Hasbro ones, I could be lying, it looked very dull. I genuinely didn't like it, and I've actually still kept one of the decals on, which is on the shuttle, which I'll show you shortly. But yeah, the decals bring everything out on this. I mean, if we go straight to the command bay, you can see the light is just picking up on this nice blue tinge coming from there, and it's got new windows. But one of my favourite decals has to be the landing bays. They just look incredible, that white and red. They really do. And I mean, if we zoom right in, because there's so many, we could go over here, we could be here forever. You've got the red ones here that go all the way up. The blues, more reds, everything just keeps going, and it just looks incredible. Now you must be wondering, well, why is that gun sitting there if I get in focus? There's a reason, and I'll show that when we get to robot mode, because this is when the upgrades start coming into play. But if we go to the leg over here and have a look, you can see we've got more windows being added in, which gives more presence to the legs. And that shuttle, you can see, has one of the upgrade parts. We'll get to that soon as well. But that red decal just at the bottom is one of the ones that came with it. The colours, I just feel, don't look great. I can see what they were trying. I prefer what Toyhax did. And if I go across to the other side, and if I move the other part of cog, very similar again, with decals matching on either side, and it's the same idea with Metroplex. You can open those legs up and you've got this little mini base that the headmasters can run about in. So I will open up one of those to let you guys see, and some of the decals you can put in it. So let's get in to battle station mode, and we'll go over the decals at the front of the legs, the upgrade for the shuttle, and I'll show you the inside of the legs. Starting with the legs of the battle station, you can see where the continuation of the landing strip is with those red and white stickers, and they continue down here, which I just think looks incredible. I just love that. Now if I put down, let's put down one of the turrets. I'll actually put two of them down and we'll zoom in, have a look at those decals. We've now got a nice beautiful blue going up with this chrome going right across as well, and we've got yellow ones in here and a nice silver one just in there if I can get. Sharpness looking good. What we're going to do though when we're in robot mode, we'll look better at these, but it's to give you a rough idea where they're going to be placed and how they're meant to be placed when it's in this mode. If we go back up to the main bay, well, the main command centre, that's it flipped round, and you get to see the decals which continue those windows going round to give it more of a presence, and it looks incredible. Now, one thing I did forget, and it was in the last video, when Toyhax announced this set, and it was later showed, there was a set you could put on Cerebros or Fortress, which basically covered up panels, okay, in the arms. And what that did would cover that section. So I'm going to zoom in. So just these little squares here. And there was 2 decals you could place in it. Unfortunately, they stopped getting made. And it was only after the time of this, I think it was the Cerebros video, was made, I didn't know about it. So it was one of those things, and it wasn't advertised on the website. So it's in the video, it tells you about it, but if you've not clicked the video, it's not on the website. So it's just a word of warning if you're thinking, if you watch the video first and then you go, I want to get this, just be warned, those don't exist anymore. It is basically just what it is in the web now. So here's the shuttle. Unfortunately, my shuttle's a pain. It doesn't like to come off, but I love this CSS, Fortress Maximus, and there's one right there as well. I just love that. Of course, there is the upgrade, and we can take it off, so let's take that off. Just slides on, Shockwaves Labs, and you can just light it up. So it gives a nice little light effect. 2 batteries in the back, and you just slide it on the front of the shuttle, and that's it. So if the shuttle is facing towards you, you can light it up. It gives it that blast effect, which I really love. If you really want to go further, I guess you can take it off, and let's see if these blast effects fit. I've ever actually tried this, and no, they don't. So the light is probably best for it. It's a 2-pack, this set. And then the other one I'll show you, the other light set, is in the bot. So that gives you a rough idea of the shuttle. Where it come up here now, you can see we've got that beautiful CSS Fortress Maximus right there. Nice decals here, which go in for the bits that used to clip onto the bots, so you can build bigger bases. The arms we'll get to when we get to the actual main body, but now let's check out inside. We'll open up one of the legs, we'll take a look at some of the decals inside, just this one, and then we'll get them into robot mode. With the legs inside, which is like just an extra bay really, it was more for Metroplex, I was going to say Fortress Maximus, but it was more for Metroplex, and like I said, you can do the exact same with Fortress. There is decals you can put all over it, but I'll show you just what it's like, because my one doesn't like to sit in this mode. The legs genuinely feel like they're going to break, and they're a pain to apply, because you're trying to get into little small crooks and nannies, and the fact that the decal website, when it's showing you to put them on, obviously this was years ago when it went up, wasn't the greatest. Okay, so I'm just going for what I could see, so I kind of winged it with a few of them, but it gives you a rough idea. I do love this big map. Metroplex has got the exact same one. There's decals hidden here just behind this little bay, but because of my setup you're not going to be able to see them. But zooming in over there, you've got decals over here, and again behind this bay, and it's the exact same in the other leg. It's just one of those things, it's hidden decals that if you keep this in robot mode you're never going to see. It's nice extras, but it's one of those things that you can't easily just forget. Let's get them into robot mode. That is the mode everybody wants to see. Battle station mode looks good, base mode looks good, the decals pop instantly and bring this bot alive. Let's see what it's like in robot mode. With this gun, this is one thing I wanted to talk about, especially when it came to Fortress Maximus. And if you get the set, this set is not included. This set is actually with Cerebros, but considering it's in the body of Fortress, I decided to show it off in this video. So it gives, like you've seen at the start, it gives you more of like a bay look here, but it also has its targeting system, and it can also be held as a gun if you want, depending on the size of the transformer. But yeah, so that's just a little heads up. That is in the Cerebros Fortress set. It's not in the main body of Fortress Maximus set. You know what time it is, guys. It's heads on.
Master Sword! Big Mode! Transform!
With Fortress transformed, it gives you a rough idea how much I've got to work with, and the height of this guy. He is big. He's slightly taller than Scorponok. Him and Metroplex are roughly in the same size, so it gives you a rough idea that, like, your review space, if this is something like you guys want to do, or some of the guys that watch do it, use know the hassle if you don't have big enough review space. They're great for the other bots, but terrible for Titans. But Fortress looks phenomenal with the decals now. There wasn't really a lot in the body I had to take off. Now, what I mean by that is, compared to like ship mode and stuff, there was some I had to take off, especially like I said, in the legs. I didn't like the decals that were on it, but the ones they've used here really capture the colour and everything else inside the bot, and I love that. I love how it looks now. I love it looks like Fortress. Everything pops, and now I can show you one of the upgrades. If you come to this panel, there we go. I didn't have to cut away there. You can see if we just zoom in, there is a little switch. Now you can just go in here, move it down a little bit, push it back up, and there you go. You can make Fortress light up, and you can see there is a decal right there as well. So if I turn off my review light, it gives you a better idea. Turn it back on, and it looks okay. I like this idea. I like having all the lights on them and stuff. It's one thing I really do enjoy. So let's turn it back off. We'll save the batteries, and we'll take it out. Just 3D printed, similar to the shuttle one. We'll just adjust the camera. Just 2 batteries in like that, and that shows you the craft in it. Really well done, and that just slots in there. So that's why that gun is up there, because that would have been hidden here, and then you just close everything up. But working on the decals, let's start on the main body. So we zoom back in, sharpen everything up, because this guy is a bit of a distance away from me. This is where you start to see the command centre with the better decals on, and a beautiful Autobot logo here. Now there is another option, and me and Input had to laugh. I think I said in the first part, because obviously these Titan videos are recorded in parts when I make them, there is a Superman logo. It ain't going on. So nice beautiful Autobot one. And then when I move down, you get these silver ones you can put on, but I've added the spell blue light ones here just to give it more colour, as if he's got lights on the front when he's in Titan mode. It's just something extra you can do. You don't have to do it. Moving down, we have got the new symbol. Now, this is one thing I wanted to match Scorponok. I wanted those holographic ones, where the light just bounces off it the right way and the camera's picking it up beautiful. If I look at it at the side with my eyes, you don't see it as much, but with the camera it's grabbing it, and I love that look. I wanted Scorponok to look exact same, and it does. So that's one thing I absolutely do love. And then you've got this beautiful red decals right here as well, which continue to a new decal on the crotch plate. Pull back the camera, and the legs have got new decals. So let's get this camera moved down a fraction. The legs had something similar, especially round about here, with decals that came with the set. But the Toyhax one's complete, adding more red in. They don't really show you the detail in the camera. That's the only thing. I'm looking at this in a small LCD screen. It could be different when I'm in Adobe. But the decals really do pop in this figure. If I was to use my other light, let's see if I can make them bounce. And there you go. You can see the detail. And that's just incredible what they've done. Absolutely incredible. If I zoom in a little fraction here, I don't think I can go any further. New decals covering either side, match each, and one right here. So it's similar to the Generation 1 version, who will make an appearance. And that is incredible. Everything looks in the leg. So there's nothing really I can complain decal wise that doesn't look right. I think looking at my Generation 1 version and looking at this, they've tried to go something similar and keeping the colour scheme. And it looks a lot better than the decals originally given. Turning the leg, you didn't get to see these ones in Battle Station. We've got two little decals here, and I don't know if the camera will pick them up, but if I pick my camera up slightly and get his hand out the way, just aim it ever so, there's little decals hidden right there. And it's just optional. They're not a part of the actual instructions. They're just optional ones I decided to put on. But it gives you a better idea how the bottom of the leg looks now. Especially the loading bays. The decals at the bottom of the feet I just absolutely love. The other side says 1, this one says 2. I just love the look of these. That white and red. Just absolutely beautiful. Let's move on to the arms. The arms, we actually have a fair bit to talk about. A lot of work went into them, so let's zoom in. We've got decals hiding in here, with black ones here, and extra ones in there. And if I come down, you've got extra decals on this little shield part, which flips out, and obviously forms into like a turret. If he's in battle station mode, you can put that gun on top of it. If you don't know what I mean, just grab it here, flip it open, and that's that. On the back you can see we've got new thruster decals, and it's got that holographic shine to them. The camera's picking it up a bit better because the ones I'm looking at, if I turn my head a little bit, look a bit like the ones on the left. And obviously, looking back at the camera, it's a different total colour. I love that look. On the back of the arms, there's extra decals which I didn't show, and those have got that metallic red. If I can zoom in, I want to try and get this detail. If I can, I think I can get it, yep. And it's got that paneling look, again like Scorponok and various other bots. It has that 3D look I love. Putting the camera down to the back of the crotch plate, these are decals, if I remember, because I don't remember them in the set. I think those were a part of the original set. And I kept those ones on. I didn't feel the need to take those off. I actually like them on the bot. I think the colour stands out really well, and that's how I left those. And we're going to move the camera down and we'll look at the back of the legs. Back of the legs are the exact same as the thrusters at the top. You've got all those decals to put on, and you can see I've still kept 2 on the back of the knees, which was from the original set. Space Shuttle, now you can see the thrusters and the lights underneath. That is something I couldn't show. Like I said, my shuttle just refuses to come off, and when I was doing the decals, I genuinely thought at one point I broke it trying to get it off. We'll have a look at the left arm and then the side panels. And guys, that's us, because then we have to do a size comparison. So turn them around, we get a better look at that shuttle. Got the lights there, like I said, and if you didn't remember, you can take that off. So that gives you a rough idea. There's meant to be a decal you can fit there, which I didn't do. Put him back on there. And you've got this little cog wheel for the knee. I really do like that. Same on the other side, but where it's different and what I really do like, they tried to match the other side. So like, so that gun comes out. Obviously, it's a big bit of red plastic. If I can get him just to turn around a little bit better for the camera. Working with Titans is like working with children. It really is. And they've done a really good job trying to match it. Now, what the camera can't really pick up is there's extra little decals here. And if I use my light again, maybe I can show them at distance. And there you go. There you get to see them. And we've only got a couple of sets left. If I put them back round like this, lift up the arm this way, and we'll turn them back in a fraction. Matching in each side is these beautiful red decals in the clear plastic for when it goes into base mode or battleship mode. I love this, and it gives you a more detailed look. We've got similar G1 decals up in the arms coming up here on the red dot. These ones were a part of the set with an optional one I put up here. And where we will finish is the fingertips. So if I move the camera to the fingertips, we have got those blue lights inside them. Absolutely love them. And it's just a small touch that you might not always see, but it's really good to have. And I commend them for it. I commend the creators of this set, because it's stuff like that I wouldn't have noticed to make a decal set and put on a bot. So let's get the sword attached and we'll get the height difference in. And there you go, Transformer fans. There's Fortress Maximus standing next to Generation 1 Fortress Maximus. It looks incredible now. It really does. I just love how the two of them look. I really do. I really do. Now, regarding this Fortress Maximus, okay, and I probably will get a few comments. I've got something special planned for him. If we hit the 500 subs, something special. I think it's time he's due an upgrade. I want to have a different Fort Max to everybody else, and I'll leave it as that. I really do. I think a few of you guys will click on. But until then, he will wait. But this Fortress Maximus, however, I've been waiting to review him on the channel for so long. He's one of my favourite Japanese characters. The toy is incredible. And it was about time I brought him to the channel. And having him follow up Scorponok was a bit of a tough task, because Scorponok had so many decals, so many intricate ones, where with Maximus it really wasn't. They were quite basic to put on, but in doing so really did bring more life to the character, and I hope that kind of like showcases that to you on the video and gives you a rough idea if this is something you would love to do at your Fort Max. Time wise, it is not as bad as Scorponok or Triptychon. This I done in a day. I will be honest, not even a day, maybe even 6 hours, 7 hours. These ones are not as bad compared to the others. So, Transformer fans, we're still going to be doing Titans, but who is going to follow up Fortress Maximus? I think we have to go back and revisit someday. Returning to the channel, folks, up next, we are going back to look at Triptychon and his upgrades now. Of course, you know I done the Toyhax video, but I didn't feel I done it justice, so I want to try and make amends for that, especially being this is the Toyhax Titan weekends I'm doing on Wednesday. I think it's only proper we get this big guy back in, but he has been upgraded, so I'll show them off over the next couple of videos. Link for the decals in the description box as always, and I will see you all in the next Optimus Wilbur reviews. Thank you for everyone to tune in today's video. If you want to make Baby Grimlock happy, why not hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. All new videos are always coming right here in Optimus Wilbur reviews. If you'd like to follow me in any of my social media links, all the descriptions are in the description box below. And of course, as always, I cannot stress this enough, I wish to thank Cybertronic Spree for allowing me to use their song Cybertronic Warrior as the theme of this channel. Guys, this is an incredible band, it does incredible covers, and recently just done an amazing album of the Transformers 1986 movie soundtrack. Please follow them and all their social media links. I have every description in the description box below. Please check them out, and as always, Transformer fans, till all are one.